Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about outdoor survival cards. In particular, I bought you two examples of which, they got the most use for us outdoor enthusiasts, and this is a foldable knife. I showed you actually one of those in my previous episodes. So you just fold it over and you got yourself a nice looking knife. Question is, how usable is it outside? And the other thing I got here for you, it's one of those junky survival cards, I would say. I hope I have this in frame. Give you a nice close-up of it. And I got this with a knife that I bought, which also was very crappy. And basically they tell you, okay, you've got a knife on here, you've got your can opener, got your bottle opener, got your navigation tool right here, got a saw, and you can take some measurements. You have a lanyard hole and some hex wrenches. This is more for the urban survivalists, but I came up with these two because I had them anyway, and we'll find out how they hold up. So let me find a piece of paper here real quick, so I can show you how sharp these are right out of the box. And we begin with the knife. So here we go. This actually has a usable blade, so maybe we can do some carving with it. And on this one we only have these chisel ground surfaces, which I don't think will cut very well. Well, it's actually surprising. Okay, this is ripping more than it cuts, but hey, it's better than nothing, right? Okay, so let's see. Got a nice big branch here, and we're going to look if we can sharpen this into a point and make like a tent stake or whatever. I always seem to get out of frame here, sorry for that. Okay, so the wood is not the hardest, but this is a tough job for this small knife, but with some patience you can actually get it done. So we're almost one way around. As you can see, it's already a bit rotten inside, so that makes it even more softer. And it's actually not as bad as I expected it to be. I mean, these serrations right on top here really dig into your finger as you're pushing. Also, the blade, of course, is very narrow, so almost digs into your hand. And on the other side, this is actually the strongest part of it. It feels kind of nice, actually. You have, if you hold it like this, you have your ramp here so that you don't actually grip into the blade. And take a look at this. Can actually get some nice wood chords, so this could potentially make a semi-professional feather stick. Okay, not too bad. And if we continue, I could of course make a spear or whatever out of this, which I needed. Okay, so now let's get this bad boy into play, and I'm not sure how this is going to work. This. Okay, we get some wood off with it, but it's very rough and I have to use a lot of pressure. So maybe this would make more sense. A motion like this, then going downwards on it. And you have to be careful when you're holding this, because you have all these integrated tools, so if you slip you could actually cut your finger pretty bad on this saw. And I think this is the way to go with this tool. As you can see, it's very, very rough. Not very pleasing at all. But if this was the only thing you had, you could do something with it. Not much, but hey. Okay, next test. You see we have a full-sized saw on this beast. So let's try to cut something with it. Say we need this branch cut right here. Okay, need to hold it right. Maybe, let's see, the camera picks it up. It's so sunny outside I can't really see, but I hope that this is in frame. Okay, so you can saw with it, but barely. And again, size comes into play. You can't grip it like this, you will cut your finger. So you kind of have to hold it like this, just pinch it, and then try to use the saw, which of course doesn't work so great. Building up pressure is hard, and also the tool itself is very, very short. I mean, this is a centimeter ruler, so you can tell 1, 2, 3, 4 and a little something centimeters, so not even 2 inch of cutting blade we can actually use. And I'm getting way off track here, but we could saw around it and then maybe break it. Oh man, that's a tedious job. Okay, there we go. Still very strong, so it's not that easy to break off, so I have to go a little deeper. But I hope you can see it. So we sawed away more than 1/3 of the strings, but this is clearly not the strong part of the tool. Okay. Alright, on to the next task any good survival tool has to do is striking the ferro rod. And get this here arranged. Okay, I'm not using the chisel grind, so just the other part. As you can see, throws off sparks pretty well. So, in conjunction with this one and the fire steel, let's try to maybe get a feather stick going with this bad boy, and then see if we can actually light this. Okay, so get a nice dry branch here. So first off, get rid of all this bark. And so far I have to say the edge is holding up pretty well, which actually surprises me a little bit. So you can see so far on the blade we don't have burrs or anything like this. I'm actually not very good at feather sticking. And everybody who did this will clearly see this. Okay, there we go. For my lack of skills and not having the right tool, this is pretty much the best I can come up with. It's not very fine, but still. Oh, and right now the handle disengaged pretty much, and the blade has a lot of play, so you always have to pay attention to not push too hard on it, because otherwise you could hurt yourself or destroy your tool. There we go. So finally, I have to say, these are pretty cool and funny tools to have. They don't cost much. This is an Ian Sinclair Card Sharp 2 clone that I got off of eBay for like €2. And this was also a survival card which you can find online for €1 or less. And I have plenty of those flying around home. I also got some tools for the urban style scenario, which just features some screwdrivers and some hex wrenches, some measurement taking tools and that type of thing. But for the outdoor enthusiasts, these are really cool to have. I mean, these don't replace real tools, your real knife, your real saw and whatnot, but these are pretty cool to take a look at and have some fun with them. And I will actually keep one of those Card Sharp 2 clones in my wallet, so I have it on me all the time. This really surprised me, and just to prove it to you, this is still usable, as you can see. Still folds back nicely, just like so. And then you can lock it back up, put it back in a sleeve, drop it into your wallet and use it next time. And for the interested ones of you, I'm going to put the link to the Card Sharp of the full review I did down in the video description. Okay, I hope you found this interesting and funny, and I'll see you next time.